Dolphins are one of the most loved animals on Earth. They are smiling, playful, friendly, they save drowning humans, they perform in shows. They are often described as kind, gentle, even moral for many people. Dolphins represent the best side of nature. But what if that image was only half the truth? What if one of the most intelligent animals on this planet also hides some of the darkest behaviors in the animal kingdom? Behaviors so disturbing that marine researchers rarely talk about them publicly. Behaviors that don't fit the story we like to tell ourselves. Because nature doesn't care about our feelings. Nature doesn't care about good or evil. Nature only cares about survival. And dolphins are far more complex and far more disturbing than most people are ready to accept. This is the dark side of dolphins. Why we trust dolphins. Humans have trusted dolphins for thousands of years, not because we truly understand them, but because we recognize something familiar in their behavior. They move in groups. They communicate constantly. They appear curious, expressive, almost emotional. Ancient Greek sailors believed dolphins were messengers of the gods sent to guide lost ships through dangerous waters. Roman mosaics carved their images into stone, depicting them as protectors of travelers and symbols of good fortune. Even today, dolphins are everywhere. In children's cartoons, in theme parks, in military insignias. In therapy programs, we associate dolphins with safety. But this trust isn't random. It is psychological. Dolphins possess traits humans instinctively admire: high intelligence, complex social bonds, and behaviors that resemble empathy. They recognize themselves in mirrors. They remember individuals for years. They use unique signature whistles names to identify one another. They cooperate during hunts. They teach younger dolphins survival skills. They play not just as juveniles, but as adults. In captivity, dolphins respond to human emotions. They follow gestures. They mirror movements. They appear attentive. In the wild, they sometimes approach swimmers, calmly circling without aggression, as if observing us the way we observe them. All of this creates a powerful illusion, an illusion that intelligence equals kindness, that awareness equals morality. But intelligence does not automatically create compassion. It creates options. And when an animal evolves intelligence without moral boundaries, it gains the ability to choose violence with precision, intelligence without mercy. Dolphins possess some of the largest brains in the animal kingdom relative to their body size, second only to humans. But a large brain does not mean a gentle mind. Intelligence is not a moral upgrade. It is a survival upgrade. In nature, intelligence allows animals to adapt, to manipulate their environment, and to control others. Dolphins do not live in a peaceful underwater paradise. The ocean is not calm. It is competitive, resource-limited, and unforgiving. Food is not guaranteed. Territory is constantly challenged. Hierarchy determines access. In this environment, dolphins evolved intelligence not to coexist peacefully, but to dominate efficiently. They hunt in coordinated groups. They communicate silently and audibly. They adapt their strategies depending on prey. But dolphins don't just hunt to eat. They hunt to assert control. Marine researchers have documented dolphins killing fish without consuming them. They toss them into the air. They slam them against the water. They repeatedly strike them with their tails. The behavior resembles play, but the outcome is lethal. This is stimulation, practice, reinforcement of skill. Play for dolphins is not always harmless. Sometimes it is rehearsal, and sometimes it ends in death. Killing for nitrogen monoxide reason, one of the most disturbing discoveries about dolphins is their tendency to kill other animals, without any intention of eating them: seals, porpoises, even other dolphins. In multiple regions across the world, marine biologists began noticing a pattern. Harbor porpoises were washing ashore with severe internal injuries, broken ribs, collapsed lungs, massive trauma. Autopsies revealed blunt force impact. The cause was not sharks, not boats, not accidents. It was dolphins. Eyewitness accounts and underwater observations confirmed repeated attacks. Dolphins would ram porpoises at high speed. They would strike them with their rostrum. They would chase them relentlessly. And then they would leave. No feeding. No consumption. No competition for food. Huspulence. At first, scientists struggled to explain it. until behavioral patterns became clear. The attacks often involved young male dolphins. They were deliberate, organized, sometimes coordinated. This wasn't random aggression. This was practice. Practice for dominance. Practice for hierarchy. Practice for power. In dolphin societies, rank matters, and violence establishes rank. Sexual aggression in the ocean. This is where the story becomes deeply uncomfortable. Dolphins are among the few animals known to engage in sexual behavior for reasons beyond reproduction. Sex for dolphins is social. It is emotional, and it is political. They use sex for bonding, for tension release, for reinforcing alliances, but they also use it for dominance. Male dolphins often form alliances, small organized groups that work together. When a female is targeted, these males isolate her from the group. They chase her relentlessly. They block escape routes. They physically hurt her. She is forced to remain with them for days, sometimes weeks. During this period, she is repeatedly mated with. There is no courtship, no mutual selection, only endurance. This behavior has been documented in multiple dolphin populations across different oceans. It is not an anomaly. It is not rare. It is structural, and it shatters the carefully curated image of dolphins as gentle, playful companions. Infanticide, and when babies die. Perhaps the darkest behavior observed in dolphins is infanticide. Adult male dolphins have been documented deliberately killing calves. Not during play, not by accident. Deliberately, they ram the calf with force. They toss it through the water. They prevent it from surfacing to breathe. The calf drowns. Why would an intelligent animal do this? Because when a calf dies, the mother's reproductive cycle restarts. She becomes fertile again. This is not cruelty for cruelty's sake. It is strategy. By eliminating the offspring of another male, a dolphin increases his own reproductive success. It is cold, calculated, evolutionarily effective, and profoundly disturbing to human observers. Dolphins and humans. A complicated history. Stories of dolphins saving humans are real. And they are powerful, but they are not the whole story. There are also documented cases that never become viral headlines. Dolphins harassing swimmers, biting surfers, ramming divers underwater. In rare but real incidents, humans have drowned after prolonged aggressive interactions with dolphins. Not out of hunger, not out of fear, but because dolphins do not understand human limits. To a dolphin, a human body is fragile, slow, uncoordinated. What feels playful to a dolphin can be fatal to us. Dolphins are not protectors. They are wild animals with immense strength and little regard for human vulnerability. Why dolphins are like this? So why did evolution create an animal like this? Because intelligence without morality is not evil. It is efficient. Dolphins evolved in an environment where cooperation increases survival, where aggression establishes hierarchy, and where sexual control ensures genetic success. Their intelligence is not designed for kindness. It is designed for adaptability. What humans interpret as cruelty is simply strategy refined over millions of years. Nature does not punish violence. It rewards outcomes. The truth: we avoid the problem is not dolphins. The problem is us. We project human values onto animals because it makes the natural world easier to digest. We want heroes, we want villains. We want moral clarity. But nature does not operate on morality. It operates on pressure. And dolphins are a perfect example of what happens when intelligence evolves without empathy as a requirement. They are not monsters. They are not saints. They are honest. And perhaps that honesty is what truly disturbs us. The ocean is not peaceful. It is not gentle. And dolphins are not smiling. Their faces did not evolve to express happiness. They evolved for hydro. What we see as a smile is just anatomy. What we call kindness is coincidence. What we label as evil is simply survival without apology. Nature doesn't care about what we want to believe. It only reveals the truth when we are brave enough to look. This was the dark side of dolphins.